Hi everybody, it's Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art, and today I'm making these gorgeous roses out of parchment paper, and they've been inked up with color box white ink, which I have in the store. And if you would like any of these items, you can find them at HuckleberryHerbs.com. Also, I have used the Heartfelt Creations Classic Rose die and Classic Rose stamp to do the stamping, and then came back with some lovely sparkle embossing. And I'm actually creating a couple of these, which are beautiful lavender sprigs from my summer lavender, and I have put ribbon on them. I made dyed some seam binding to have the same color. I may come back with a different video for my gardener followers to show them just how to put the sprig together, but today I thought I'd show you how to use those dies and stamps to make these gorgeous roses, because this got by me while I was busy in school. Heartfelt really did a great job of creating a stamp and die set that makes just beautiful roses. They're just gorgeous. And you know, some of you who have followed me for a while, for me January is all about roses, and you might have even joined in on my very first challenge, which had to do with my birthday, which is January 3rd. The thickness of the parchment paper is, but they just started out as like 8 by 10 or 11 sheets, and I think I'll make one of the larger ones for you. There's a large one, there's the second size, there's the next size, and I think, yeah, there's the next size and there's the next size. So there's quite a few sizes, and we'll use 2 or 3 of the really little ones just to get this going. My tool about that size, and I'm pretty rough with it, to tell you the truth. I'm just swirling around. Now this will further emboss the paper, but I did put pigment ink on the back to put the color on. Alright, so I just get it into that kind of a shape. When you stamp it, if you use the color box frost white, which actually is what Heartfelt Creations suggests you use as well, and I do have the minis in the store, that's all you need to stamp these up in a lovely white. Alright, now I'm going in with the next sizes, and then get your embossing on them. Heat up your embossing, and then I just turned the whole sheet over and colored them up on the back side with some ink and a dauber, and then I cut them out, and now I'm shaping them. Alright, and then get this one going, and I'm just twirling around in the petal. And yes, parchment paper is delicate, but that's part of what I like about it. I really like very delicate, intricate, lacy, pretty things. I mean, I like vivid colors as well. Some of you saw my projects during my Black Dilutions journal, and I was working in black and white, and my larger sized craft colored or manila colored journal, and that was all rainbow colors. So I think my eyes just like to go back and forth, and at this moment in January when it's all white, I tend to want to see, unless they're really lovely dark red roses, right? These pastel-y colors and pinks and things that remind me of the gentleness of spring, which will be the next season, yay. Especially if you're up here in the Northeast, we're not going to have an easy winter like we did last year, it seems. Oh boy. Alright, and after I twirl around in the petal, I just draw it inward. Now these are pretty well shaped for what we have to do next. I'm going to take one of the small ones, and it's already beginning to shape itself, you know, just by picking it up like this. So I've seen this done by a lot of people a lot of different ways. I just tend to say, okay, this is where the petals are starting to naturally fall. And it's good if you can do some thinking about in and out. But this first one really is, it's more about just creating a center, which I'm going to really squeeze here, that everything else can wrap around, and that when you look inside, you will see. And it's hard to do from far away too. I usually do these with my glasses on. But you just want to create the idea of the leaves in the center. So you just want to, and I literally will pinch and hold and then come back in. These little tips are great. Where some people make flowers with the hot glue gun. I find that this glitter glue works really well. And like I said, I'm not too concerned with a perfect shape. So I don't even have the beginning of a perfect shape here. But I am just going back in and closing it up, because I want it to be very small. I don't have to hold the glue there too long before this is closing up. Alright. Now that I've tortured that paper, I'm going to the next one, which will be done slightly differently. So for this one, and this is being done on a foam mat, and the mat should not have glue on it, but I guess I'm a little bit abusive to my things when I'm doing this. I kind of just put it in the middle and slightly up the edges, and again I'm going to hold it like this, put this guy in the middle, begin to let it close around. Alright, and I'm kind of just, I'm not squeezing hard, I'm just giving it a second. And I'll even take my really small tool, put it right in the hole, and press down just to make sure that that glue is pressing in there. And then I'll start to look at the shape that I'm getting, which is actually quite nice. There. I'm satisfied with that. I'll take another one of the smaller ones, and this time I'll flip it over. Careful again, it's delicate. And I'm going to go right in the middle and press down. Then when I add the glue in the center, I'm going to come slightly up the sides, place my rose in there, and now you start to look at where the petals are so that they're not all lined up. Put my stylus back in there, squish it down. Hold it for a second. And now I can decide, see, I think I would like to have closed that off just a little bit. I can start to put my glue tip right down in here and close up these guys a little bit more. So it's just fussing with it until you get the shape that looks like a rose to you. Right? Now I'm going to go for the next size up. Again, they've all been embossed on the other side. Give it a little twirl in the center. Again, dab in the middle and up the sides so that it grabs and helps to enclose. And in it goes. My small stylus in the center. Press. Again, I'm getting glue on here, so I'll wipe it away right away. Alright, and that's what we have so far. So if you wanted a small one, that's where you would stop, but I want a larger one, so I'm going for the next size up. Same thing. Glue in the center, a little up the side so that it grabs and pulls. Now I'm going to be even more careful to line this up so that this leaf covers that space. Push down in the center. Okay, now we have this. Next size up. Same process. Goes pretty quickly once you get yourself settled in and you've finished all of your stamping and embossing and your inking on the back of the parchment. And I did ink on the back, so here's where the embossing is. The inking was done on the back. Again, try to line my leaves up so that I'm covering the spaces. Press in the center. Check my pad. And one more because we're making a large one. There we go. Glue in the center. Up the sides. Try to get the leaves lined up so they cover the spaces between the previous leaves. Press in the center. And voila, a beautiful rose. I really think they did a lovely job with the set of the Classic Rose die and the Classic Rose stamp. I'll put up a separate video on how to make this lovely lavender sprig. I might put one of these in my handcrafted section of my store if anybody wants to just buy one. Till next time, everybody, this is Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. God bless.